Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to learn about how to play against the Caro Kan or the Caro. But before we get into it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more great opening videos. So the Caro Kan is going to start with c6. Now we go d4, take the center, and we're going to play knight c3. So I have played e takes d5 in the past, but I found that knight c3 is just a much more fun, active way to play against it. So now 90% of the time you're going to see take on e4. But every once in a while you'll see g6. Now g6, we're just going to take on d5, and then we're just going to work towards castling queenside. The idea being now simple development like this, and we're going to go g4, h4, h5, and start attacking the king. Now generally we want to go g4 first. If h4, he has this idea h5, and he has a very good grip for the g4 square, and it's not that easy to attack. So here if we go g4 first, now we can just go h4, h5. If h5 here, we just take, and we're going to open up the position and go h6, bishop h6, remove this important defender, and we're going to have a very nice attack here. So that's how you want to play against this g6 idea. Now generally you're going to see take on e4. So take on e4, there's three main variations. So we're going to start with knight d7. So knight d7, we have this fun bishop d3 move. So bishop d3, if knight f6, we're going to go knight g5. And the idea, and we're focused on this f7 and e6 square. Those are where all the sacks are going to be. Now, if h6 here, we have this cool move knight e6, and if take, we have bishop g6 checkmate. Hopefully, one of you guys can get this move in one of your games. That'd be really, really cool. But instead, they're probably going to go e6 here. Now we play queen e2, putting more pressure on those important squares. If h6 now, we can take on e6, take and go bishop g6 check. And now, even though this isn't like forced checkmate, we're just going to have a lot of pressure. And this king is going to be on this journey of trying to find safety, and it's not going to be very easy for him. We're just going to naturally bring out our pieces, open up the position, and get to that king. So we'd be pretty happy with that sacrifice. Now instead, if he goes bishop d6, we're just going to go knight f3, bring pieces out. Now if queen c7, we have knight takes f7. And now after king takes, knight g5 check, and we're going to have checkmate. Here, even if he tries king e8, we have queen takes e6 check, bishop e7, queen f7 check, king d8, and now knight e6 is going to be checkmate. There's no escaping after the king comes out. But generally, you're going to see h6 here. Now we go knight e4, and here we don't have any sacks, but we have a pretty nice plan. So bishop d2, queen c7, castle queenside. And now we're just going to launch g4, g5, open up this king, and start a nice attack. So that's how you're going to play against this knight d7 line. Next, we're going to look at knight f6, which is going to be a little bit more solid. But here, once again, we're going to find a way to castle queenside. Now, there is this g takes f6 line where black tries to play a little aggressively. Here, we just develop normally knight f3, and we have like bishop f4, bishop g3. And even though black has this open g file, it's not too bad. We actually end up playing c4, d5 once we castle, and we get a really nice attack pretty fast. Now e takes f6, we're going to go bishop e3. So here the only thing we have to watch out for is bishop f5. So bishop f5, once again, we need to get bishop d3. That's kind of the focus in this line. So here we go knight f3, he goes bishop d6, and we go knight h4. So we're going to take this diagonal. Now bishop e6, we're going to go bishop d3, castle, and now c3. And now we're just going to probably play queen c2, castle queenside, and start an attack against this king. But if he doesn't go bishop f5 and he goes bishop d6, now we just go bishop d3, c3, queen c2, start that, get a battery on this diagonal, g6 or h6, basically the same thing, knight e2, queen c7, and now castle queenside. And we're going to start an attack over here. If you see b5, they go b5, we have this nice d5 move where we kind of just weaken their structure, and after here, we don't even mind trading queens here. If queen a5, we probably go queen a4. And here, these double pawns and this isolated pawn are going to be huge endgame weaknesses for black in this position. So that's what we're going to do if they go knight f6. Now the last line, bishop f5, is a lot of fun. Here, this is always really fun to play in blitz. So you go knight g3, bishop g6, h4, h6, and now the main classic line is knight f3, but it's kind of hard to get an attack there. And after studying for a bit, I found some tall games, and here knight h3 was really strong. So here, black's going to go e6. Now we go knight f4. The whole idea behind knight h3. Attack this bishop with tempo. If he doesn't want to let us take here, that'll double those pawns, and after bishop d3, his light squares are going to be very weak. So he'll generally go bishop h7 here, and now we're going to go bishop c4. Remember, focusing on these two squares. So if he goes bishop d6 here, we have knight g to h5, taking advantage of this bishop move. And now if he goes g6, we have this cool idea, knight g7 check, and knight takes pawn. Take, bishop takes here, and now bishop h3. And now this king is going to be wide open. And here we definitely compensation, like knight e6 check, king here, and castle. And now it's going to be very fun just playing c4, b4, c5, d5, and just opening up this position, taking advantage of this weak king. So instead of bishop d6, generally they'll go knight f6 first. Knight f6, now we're going to go castle. Now here, if knight d5, this is also a very nice variation where we go queen h5. We pin this pawn, threatening knight takes e6, because he can't capture here. So generally they go queen f6. And now we go rook e1. Now we still threaten rook takes pawn check because of this pin. So if they go g6, we can take on d5. And if bishop e7, here we can just take on e6. And we'll have a very nice position here. So here they have to go bishop d6. And after bishop d6, we're going to take on e6. So this is a very dynamic position where we sack a piece for 2 pawns. And we don't let him castle, which in itself is kind of worth a pawn. So it's definitely very balanced. So here, knight d7, we go rook e1. So after queen c7, we move the bishop away so that he can't castle. Now his king has to go king f8 or king d8. And now we're just going to develop pieces very naturally. Probably knight f5. Get rid of this bishop. Now these 2 knights are going to be probably equal to our bishop and 2 pawns, because these knights are very passive and they don't really have a lot of scope, and they kind of get in the way of his king kind of getting to safety. So for example, we probably just start pushing, or we could probably take here, knight takes, and just start pushing our pawns or getting our pieces in. And here, black's king is not going to be safe, and I've had a lot of success in this variation. So that's how you're going to play the Caro Kan. So remember, just always look for these sacks on e6 and f7. Bring those pieces. Black is basically asking you to attack him, and don't disappoint him. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out wolfchess.org for great puzzles, videos, and lessons. And hope you guys were entertained.